Welcome back, everybody. Well, today's going to be a good one. As you guys have seen my videos as of recent, my resurgence back into Makita. As you guys have seen in the past, I started out with Makita, the old 7.2 brick. And then I moved to DeWalt, the oval batteries in the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Then when the batteries got too expensive, I then moved over into a homeowner, home gamer, Porter cable that was pretty awful. And then I picked up a rigid impact gun, and also picked up a really good deal on a rigid drill. And those are pretty good tools. Then Milwaukee came out with their smoking deal on it was a light and their fuel one key system. And I got very heavily into Milwaukee for a little bit. It was good, but I didn't like it. I wanted back to Makita. So one of the cool things that you get when you buy a piece of goods from like Sony, you expect it to be made in Japan. Makita as well. You want it to be made in Japan. Well, what happens with all of these tools? Well, just like the whole world, everything's made in China. So I had a chance to pick up this kit right here, which is the XDT12. Okay, this has the who's what's it on the bottom and all that kind of fun stuff. And I've been extraordinarily happy with this. This XDT14 has been a awesome tool. The drill, I haven't put many hours on the drill itself. This is the XPH07. This is their top end drill model. Feels really good. It's built. And also, you guys saw the video on this rear handled circular saw that's been extraordinarily well. I've been really amazed with. I've done a couple of projects with that saw. I need to do an update video on that saw itself. It's pretty amazing. Also, I think what the MVP is are these subcompact tools. The Makita subcompact tools, I have used these, okay, this drill and this impact gun, almost more than I have the full tools themselves. Pretty amazing. They also, what you have out in the vehicle, the Sawzall, and that Sawzall is pretty amazing. So, what is it that we're here to talk about today? Well, this came in. So, I've always wanted Japanese-made Makita. My old 7.2, the two of them that I have, are made in Japan. My circular saw that I have from them, my plug-in one, is made in Japan. The fact that these newer models are made in China, to bring it into a reasonable cost of manufacture and the affordability of the tool, hey, it is where it is. But today, we're going to open this up. All right, let's get started with this. Let's not get this in my coffee. So I got this today in the UPS truck, and I got it from a company called Burns Tools. Let's see. They're up in Massachusetts. What is it? Burns Tools. BURNS Tools. And this, packed it nicely. Yep, the XDT12. So you're saying to yourself, wait a minute. At the time that this is filmed, the XDT16 is the top-end model. Wait a minute. You're going from an XDT14 to an XDT12. And yes, I am. Now, if you've seen any videos on these, I bought the tool only. It's very tough. This XDT12 is out of production. Okay, they no longer make this. Okay, but why would I buy an older version of this tool? I'll tell you. There are several videos that you will find that are on this tool. Okay, this is a proverbial belt clip. Okay, so nothing else in the box, it's just a box. I do like the fact that it's just very simple packaging. Some of them get crazy, but you will notice here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it says made in Japan. Made in Japan. This is a real Makita made, Japanese made drill. Alright, so I got a battery here. Okay, takes any 18 volt. Okay, the XDT12 has a single 1-ohm LED at the bottom, just like the XDT14. Okay, the collet is slightly different. Okay, this has raw metal. This has like a plastic doohickey. They're roughly about the same. Okay, the graphics are a little different on the back. Okay, this is the XDT12. This is the XDT14. I think I kind of like the overmolding on this a little better. The handles, okay, on the 14 versus the 12, okay, this is the 12, are slightly different. Okay, they're slightly different. The XDT12, the handle is slightly thinner than the XDT14. And the 14 and 16, I don't know as of yet. They both come with a lanyard, okay, keeper on the back. They both have all kinds of assist modes. Okay. This one has another couple of other doohickeys on the bottom. I gotta figure these out. You know. Okay. All right. Oh. And the overall length, okay, the older 12 is slightly longer than the 14. Just based in hand. Yeah, there's a way difference. Okay. So based just in hand itself, this XDT12 is smoother. Now what do I mean by smoother? I mean that the bearings inside, when this turns, are less, it's less vibration. And you can tell the difference. I mean, it is noticeable. Yeah, so when you go to buy the XDT14 or the 16, the new model, the flagship, so the XDT16 replaced this top-end model, okay? That's the current offering from this. This is the no longer made XDT12 that's no longer made. This is the 14. This is the interim model. Yeah. Yeah. It's the sound is the same on both, but the overall feel of it is this wow. This is smoother. Meaning it's just smoother is the only word that I can come up to it. So let's take these and just drive some screws with it, all right? So let's go check it out, see if there's any difference that we can notice without being timed or anything like that. All right, so let's do that. All right, so what you'll notice here is this piece of very hard walnut that I have here, and I've screwed a piece of, I've screwed this down to the table. We're actually using the same bit on both. These are the Vera Impactor T25s, and we're using these screws. I actually got these from True Value. I think it was True Value. These are nice. These are coated. I don't know what they're coated in, but if you look at the tip here, I'll pull that back so you can see a little bit. But they have a little small serration on there that are very nice, that are a lot nicer than the deck screws I've been using. Okay, the deck screws I've been using have been these. And these are coated for outdoor use and all that stuff, but these are like construction screws. So, so let's start off with the XDT. Okay, this is the 14. This is what I'm used to. This is what I've used. Okay, these Vera bits. Go buy these. This box of 5 bits was $40 on Amazon. $40. I know that you can buy a whole like 100,000 pack of whatever at Home Depot. This is a totally different thing altogether. So let's drive this in. Awesome. No problem. All right, so let's try the outgoing model. This is the XDT12. This is the Japanese version of this. Oops. Nothing like dropping screws. Wow. Okay. There's a difference there. Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, there is. Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Clearly, they're awesome tools. Clearly, they'll work just as fine. There's nuances in the two of them. This one feels smooth. This is the XDT12. This is the Japanese-made one. This is the Chinese-made one. Both are awesomely powerful. This feels a little more precise, just like these Vera bits I was talking about the other day, and one of the last ones about these Vera bits, just how they fit in the chucks a little nicer. Yeah, this one does too. It's just a little more precise with the XDT12, the Japanese version. Okay? It's a little more smooth. This is an awesome tool. Don't get me wrong. If you buy a 12, you have no worries. The difference is in the nuances. It's the difference between buying a Chevrolet and a Cadillac. They're both made by GM. The Cadillac has a little more time invested in it. So what I've noticed with this, the way that it delivers the impacts, this is the XDT12. The way that it delivers the hammers feels different than the XDT14. You can feel it. Kind of unfair because this XDT12 is pretty amazing. You can go on to many channels and you will see that they put the XDT12 and the XDT16 together head to head, and they're virtually the same. This is the XDT12 is different than this 14. This is an awesome tool. It's plenty of power, but this is a more refined tool, this XDT12. I'm amazed. you know, okay, they're hot. All right, let's take them out with the 12. Okay. Okay. So, it's refinement in this tool, in this XDT12. These are going to be hard to find. These are the Japanese-made ones. You'll notice that the writing on it is slightly different. The color is a little more green with the Japanese version. The overmolding is slightly different. Okay. All right, so the front, the latest version of their flagship, okay? So if you go to buy the XDT16, the XDT16, okay, has a light on either side. I don't care about that. Where this LED is, they have a mode change button. So instead of coming down to the bottom of the tool to change the modes, okay, you can change the modes up here. I'm not a big mode guy. I like the assist mode. Okay, so the assist mode is that it starts out slow, and then once it gets a bite, then it zips it in fast. It gives you a battery. Okay, that's the battery. Okay, and then there is 4 speeds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then you can turn the light for the tool off and on, and then also these different assist modes. I gotta play with this. This is pretty amazing. This is hunt this tool out. If you just hand these to somebody, just say, okay, here's a job for the day. You hand them this 12 and that 14. If they're not looking for it, they probably won't notice it. Well, maybe they will. I've used this 14. I know what it feels like. This is brand new. This is like it's just different. It's just different. It's better. I can tell you that. I don't know if it's better. Again, it's different. So, if you can find these, I found these at Burnt Tools. They're out of Massachusetts. Where's the box? Yeah. So if you can find these, they're at Burnt Tools. Burns Tools. I'm sorry, B-U-R-N-S. Burns Tools. And it was $179 for the tool only. Trying to find these on Amazon, you're not going to find it. Try to find it on Makita's website. This is discontinued. You're only going to find so many of these. So, and once they're gone, they're gone. And people want, on the used market, a ton of money for these things. It's stupid what people want. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it feels different. The impacts. Yeah, yep. The impacts, the way that they're delivered. The way that they're delivered is different. Yeah, it feels like a... Oh, man, how do I... It feels like with the impacts with the XDT12, it feels like the impacts are stronger, more fluid. That's what I'll say. The impacts on here are more fluid than they are with this XDT14. The impacts, the impacts are the same. The speed is the same. The you know, if the specs are identical, but the way that this 12 delivers the impacts is different. Now, I could be just blowing smoke up everybody's ass, but this 12 is it's not the same tool. It's just not the same tool. So if you can find this, seek it out. It'll be tough to find. Go to Burns Tools, BURNS Tools.com. I noticed that they had, I don't know how many of these have left, but not much. It's nice. I like it. I'm digging it. It's a nuance between the two. You'll say to yourself, oh, why do you have 2 impact drivers? Well, I now have 3 impact drivers, including the Makita subcompact. But this is pretty cool, pretty awesome. So go seek it out, and you'll notice the difference. You will notice the difference. This is the XDT12 by Makita. The battery comes off and on just like the new models do. Okay, fits all the batteries, but it's a little more refined, and it's made in Japan. That's what you want from Makita. Hopefully, manufacturers will go back to making it in their own. It's like American blue jeans. Everybody wants Levi's made in America, but they're made in Vietnam, and they're made in China, and they're made in Indonesia. What makes American jeans good is that they're made in America. What makes Makita brand Japanese tools made in Japan, that's what made them good. I'm not saying that all Chinese stuff is bad, but if I want to buy a 57 Chevy, I want it to be American made. If I buy a Sony TV, I want it to be made in Japan. You know, it's countries of origin. We're kind of losing that. Everybody wants this global melded manufacturing. They lose the fact of what made those tools and those items from those countries very much sought after. It's because they're made in that country. And this XDT12, go find one. Go check it out. Thanks for joining me. Hey, if you liked what you saw here, give me a thumbs up or a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'm gonna go see what I can sink some screws in next. Go check out Vera Bits at KC Tools. Thanks, guys, for joining me. Have a good weekend. It's Friday. It's Friday? It's Friday. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.